is a signed copy of Tom Hartman's latest book, The Hidden History of the American Dream, The Demise of the Middle Class and How to Rescue Our Future. Here's how you can claim these gifts as a thank you for becoming an AM 950 member. For the AM 950 calendar, make a recurring monthly donation of at least $10 or a one-time donation of at least $30. For both the calendar and the signed copy of Tom Hartman's latest book, donate at least $25 per month or a one-time gift of at least $100. Visit am950radio.com to become a member today and receive your thank you gifts. Thanks for supporting independent progressive media with AM 950.
Reach your highest level of consciousness and well-being with metamorphosisconnections.com. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory of the best holistic and metaphysical practitioners to help you make your most informed choices. You can search metamorphosisconnections.com for classes, events, wellness and life coaches, plus metaphysical products and shops. You can also search for a wide array of healers from all modalities, including EFT, sound healing, energy healing, light therapy, ancestral healing, shamanic healing, reflexology, past life regressions, hypnotherapy, yoga, and more. And if you're not sure where to start, the search feature on metamorphosisconnections.com is tailored to help both those who know what they are looking for and those who are just starting. Come explore the possibilities for your higher self by visiting metamorphosisconnections.com. Their experienced practitioners can guide both beginners and those that are already on their spiritual journey. That's metamorphosisconnection.com, your link to direct you on your spiritual transformation.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Cloudy tonight with a low of 24, then Saturday sunshine with a high of 45. Nightingale is your cozy, comfortable neighborhood bar and restaurant at 26th and Lyndale in Minneapolis. Come in for the famous Nightingale burger or the ginger tamari chicken wings. View their menu or place a takeout order at nightingalempls.com. Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story. This is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And this is GhostBox Radio on AM 950, where every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. My name is Greg Bakun, and it is indeed Casual Friday. So you know what that means. This is your night. If there is something you want to talk about, some topic you want to talk about, whether it be paranormal or just how you're going to ease into the weekend or whatever's going on, let us know. Put it in the comments. Give us a call. You know, we're here to kind of just say, you know what, this has been a long week. Let's just relax a little bit and kind of one last thing on a Friday to get us into Saturday. That's the way I look at it. And you can call in 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205 over in Eden Prairie. We have Adam. How are you doing tonight?
Doing well tonight, sir. It's a warmer night than it has been of late around here, which is kind of nice.
You know, I didn't. Okay, it's 25 degrees out, or at least that's what it says. Let's see. What does it say on Simeon? It says 53 degrees. Okay, well, we won't look at that one then.
No, Simeon's wrong. But it's about 25 degrees.
Yeah, it's about 25.
Look, Wednesday night it was 7 below.
It was ridiculous. I mean, it doesn't even need a number. It's just stupid is what it was. And of course, I'm out there in shorts because that's how I operate. And, you know, even I was starting to wonder and start to rethink life decisions at that point. So,
well, do you own pants?
No, I don't. I make it a business not to own any. You know, I don't like them. And, you know, as one becomes more larger, it just becomes more of a hassle. So I'm hoping that one becomes smaller at some point, but right now that's kind of where I'm at. And I just, I only it seems odd. I only get cold from my waist up. So just so I'll wear a coat, I'll wear a jacket, but yeah. No, it's and it's always funny because if I go in a Cub or something, there's always somebody that looks at me and they're in their mind they're like, there's always one. When it's
Yeah.
like 15 below and there's like, oh, there's always one, but I'll guarantee there's at least two. When you walk around, you'll see somebody else and we'll look at each other and hiss at each other, you know. So
Claim the shorts territory for the winter.
right. I'm the only original one in this Cub Foods, so a couple so here's something that I don't think myself, but maybe you do, Adam. Linda Judd says that Casual Friday sounds like you when there's a Casual Friday.
I don't know. Did you remix me into it?
Yeah, I did. Now it's out there. Yeah, no buts.
It's all right. At the opening of every Casual Friday, I wait for you to start talking right before the EDM portion hits, since the other one is played the other 4 days.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When that started up, I'm just like, what the hell is that? Every week, and the week that you were not able to join, I did add it to my mixer so I could do it, and so I was ready for it that night.
Right.
And that was like 15 minutes before the show. I was like, oh, I should probably do that. But yeah, it's like, and we had a week off because of Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And so it's like, and I'm like, what? What's this? What did Adam do wrong this time? Is what I was thinking.
What button did he press?
Adam, just. How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was really, really fun. We ended up over at the adopted family's house, the Greenlee Manor, as we call it. We didn't go to Rush City with my wife's brother and her dad because my daughter had just had brain surgery the week prior. Didn't want to take her all the way to Rush City from the cities. So St. Paul was much easier. And Thanksgiving was great. She came through the surgery with flying colors. She's already shown the benefits of the brain surgery that she had. So I had so much, probably more to be thankful for this year than any of my other 44 years of existence.
That's incredible, and that is so good to hear. And as some of you, as we talked maybe a little bit on Wednesday, that Refined Divine Deb was with Dave. They did a show in Eden Prairie last weekend. And I had dinner with them Saturday night, and they had mentioned that your wife and your daughter came out there, and they were just talking about how great your daughter looked. Just amazing, just so like confident and happy and everything. So I'm so happy to hear that. That's great.
She's got color back in her, face and all and everything like that. She isn't feeling horrible all the time. It's absolutely wonderful.
Just so you know, Linda Judd said, "Thank God, Adam, such a blessing for your daughter." So
it really is. Thank you.
Couldn't agree more, Linda. Very much so. So it's fantastic news. So yeah, I burnt a steak on I know I don't do that. That's not how I operate. But the only saving grace I had was that I made chimichurri as well, so I could dunk it in the chimichurri, and that was fine.
But did you forget to pause Doctor Who or something?
Yeah, right. That's what it was. I was so drunk. No, I just it was once again, like we were talking about, it was like 13 degrees out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I went out there at one point, the whole thing was on fire. So that was, that's fine. But
yeah, but it's warm there for a couple minutes.
It was warm out there. It's like, what's this orange glow as I'm walking towards the window? It's like, oh, that's my steak. That's my steak on fire. That's what that is. Awesome. That looks great. It was like a medium well to well, and that's just not how we do it. Now, Linda asked the question. I've had some people ask this before, and I don't mean this as making fun of anyway. I'm actually truly surprised, and everyone knows what chimichurri is, and that's totally fine. Basically, Linda, chimichurri is what you'd consider like a Brazilian steak sauce, and what it is, it's oil based, and I'll use olive oil, and then you really chop up like garlic and oregano and you add a lot of some other spices and stuff to it, and you really mix it together. And it was just it's so good. It's a little spicy. It's obviously pretty oily. People do it different ways. They'll keep it oily, or they will like put it into like a mixer or something and really just kind of get the consistency a little bit stronger. But the good thing about chimichurri is that it doesn't need to just be for steak. You can put it on eggs. You can put it on chicken. It's Linda says sounds terrifically yummy. On my Facebook page, I think I'll put the link to where I get my recipe from, so you all can try it, because once you get it's all fresh ingredients. That's what makes it really good. And absolutely like it. Now, our friend Nicole here doesn't really know what she's talking about. She says medium well is perfectly done. No, it's quite frankly, it is not. And that's a shame. She has sent me pictures before of being at a restaurant and kind of having to try some steak that has, which it should have, color in it. And it's to each their own, but just remember that cow sacrificed a lot for you. So just enjoy, you should worship the type of the meat and how it how it tastes. I'm just going to stop talking about that right now.
Basically, Greg wanted to moo when it still gets to his table.
Yeah, right. It just wants to moo a little, one more time. Give it one more time. So no, it's fine. Now I'm going to tell you, and I know that it's Casual Friday, so if you're not putting anything in the comments, we're going to talk a little bit about cooking. Adam, have you ever seen the BBC show back in the 90s called Two Fat Ladies?
Yeah.
So right before, and it's a cooking show.
Yeah.
And it's two larger ladies who are asked to go out to places and they cook for like tonight I watched an episode where they're at a boys choir church and they're cooking Christmas dinner. And I love watching cooking shows, and I've always loved watching them. They're very entertaining. They're very good, but the food that they make is horrible looking. The ingredients are horrible looking, and
80% of their ingredients is butter and cream.
Well, I'm on board with that, but they
I'm lactose intolerant, so no, I'm not.
But they did egg, and they just got the egg yolk, and they hard boiled and got the egg yolk out, and they were gray, and and there's 30 of them, and it's just I think that in in television, they do this thing called post-production where you can actually change, you can brighten up the colors, you can make things look a little bit warmer. And that wasn't happening on this show. And, so it's and, they'll add stuff and I understand that this is all British food. So it's just a very culturally different sort of menu. But man, some of that stuff is just nope. They're making it, and they're for kids are 8 years old, and they're not going to eat this.
Well, kids, they are going to eat that, because think about it. And I just learned this literally yesterday. Boar's Head was a Christmas tradition in the UK, probably up until the 60s and 70s. And real boar's head is disgusting.
Yeah, and we're not talking the sliced meat company.
No, we're talking they would take the boar's head, debone it other than the jaw and the tusks, simply to keep the structure, boil it with a bunch of different stuffings put into it, and then they would boil the ears separately, and once those were done, they would pin them back onto the boar's head. Then from there, you slice into the boar's head with the meat and the stuffing, and that's your dinner's meal. So the UK is weird when it comes to their food.
Now, don't knock it until you try it, and I think we'll have to try it. No, we're not.
If you prep it, I will try it.
Here's hey, have a station lunch and not tell them what we're making, and then they're all there, and they're just what are we having? Boar's head with a addition of head cheese, and yeah, there we go.
Actually, you know what? That sounds like a wonderful idea. we could really, I mean, the people at the station during the day, they kind of stay away from us anyways. We're the two little weird gothlings that are like nobody wants to associate with.
They just
So I
don't
think
like
we do that. I think we do a potluck, or, depending on what part of the world you're from, pitch in or potluck. I think we do that, and we bring like the most unique European dish we can think of.
Now, Virgil just joined the chat here. It says, "Hey, greetings from Manchester, England, brothers." And thank you very much for joining in, Virgil. So, yeah, we're just talking about some of the food. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if those traditions are still, around like they were. But I mean, some of that stuff that the two fat ladies were making tonight on the show. Now, granted, they both been dead for like
At
many
least
years.
20 years.
Yeah, I mean,
don't think-
we're
I
spirit
really don't
box
think either of
territory.
them
with
really
them.
made them out of the 90s, to be honest with you.
One of them didn't make it out of the 90s. The other one only died probably 5-6 years ago.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, she lasted a little bit longer, but the one died. I mean, the one died when the show was at its popularity, and that's why they stopped doing them, because Clarissa didn't want to go on without. I can't remember the other woman's name. They're both.
Want to call it one fat lady.
Yeah, she didn't want to. She didn't want to go solo. She didn't want to do it on her own. So
the sad thing is, the introduction to that show for me to actually start watching it was a old Saturday Night Live sketch.
did Chris Farley play one?
Chris Farley and George Wendt. They were the two fat ladies.
Right. That's
and
right.
I had to go looking for it, and PBS would play them like Sundays at like 11 p.m. So I would legit set my VCR, and record that show along with the old Iron Chef show.
The original Iron Chef that they had to dub into English is unsurpassed.
Oh, that is a phenomenal show.
Absolutely. Speaking of PBS, and I don't know if you're aware of this, TPT did a 3-part program called Broadcast Wars. Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't.
Broadcast Wars is a 3-part documentary series that chronicles the history of the ratings war for local news in Minneapolis, St. Paul from the late 40s to the end of the 20th century.
Oh, neat.
And when you were at Brown, did you have Roy Findon?
Yeah.
He's in it.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
I had Roy. He was second quarter. I had him in for one of my studio classes.
So by the time you went, were you all still doing like tape in the class and stuff?
We did some of that, but we were most of our stuff was on Scott Studios at the time. But in the production area, they still had the tapes, and I volunteered to do tapes on everything.
Yeah, well, because Roy was famous for, like, in his introductory class, he'd take a reel of tape and spool it out for everyone to touch, and like this big like unspooled tape around like a group of 30 people, and that was his way of always starting up stuff. And it was really like, that was a blast from the past, seeing the whole thing, but seeing Roy in it, that was.
And the speech he would give about this is actually a liquid, and everything gets imprinted on it, and he had this whole speech as well to go with, and it was,
he sure did.
And you would just sit there in awe of what he could do. He would just like 15 seconds, he'd have a 60-second commercial splice. He's like, "Here you go."
He did, and he was and is a legend in broadcasting. So absolutely, let's do this. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to have Char Savoy joining us on the phone, talking about Charvinity fairs for tomorrow. And don't forget, we have question of the week as well. Anything you want to talk about, put it into the comments. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950. Are you one of thousands of individuals who know you have psychic abilities but don't know how to tap into your higher self? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who offers classes that can help you reach your goals. Refined Divine holds classes Monday and Thursday at her 2 locations and via Zoom. Classes consist of manifestation, learning psychic abilities, shadow work, and healing trauma. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
This is Psychic Medium Deb. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Greg Bakun here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination: Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information.
Thanks for supporting AM 950 the past 5 years and keeping progressive talk alive. As a token of our appreciation, we're offering the 2025 AM 950 radio calendar featuring photos from Matt McNeil's adventures during the year and key dates in progressive history. You can also receive a signed copy of Tom Hartman's latest book, The Hidden History of the American Dream. Get the calendar with a $10 monthly or $30 one-time donation as a thank you, or get both thank you gifts with $25 monthly or $100 one-time. Visit am950radio.com to get a membership today.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
It is indeed Casual Friday here on GhostBox Radio, and I'm sorry, Adam, it doesn't sound like you.
It can. It can.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Here's the contest. Which of the two voices here is AI generated? And we'll play you and we'll play the recording and see what people think sounds more human. How's that sound?
So you're telling me they used my voice for AI? Where are my residuals?
Right. Well, that's the whole problem with AI. That's what everyone's fighting about now. So yeah, just join the club. You have right to compensation. So there you are.
Why can't I be part of the Screen Actors Guild then? Come on, I want that cool insurance.
Thank you for joining us on Casual Friday. And once again, we're going to have Question of the Week coming up here. And anything you want to talk about, go ahead, put it in the comments. You can give us a call, 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. We're heading to the phones right now as we have our friend Shar joining us, talking a little bit about some event that is happening tomorrow. Shar, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing very well. Thank you very much for calling in. We're going to talk here a little bit about on Saturday and Sunday over at the Doubletree by Hilton, Minneapolis Airport, is the Charvinity Psychic and Healing Fair, along with Maria Shaw's Minneapolis Holiday Convention. And this is obviously the December holiday version of it. And this is going to be a lot of fun. What are we expecting for over the weekend as far as activities and stuff?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. So we have some really cool lectures and things going on. First of all, the very first thing, Saturday morning at 10:30, all the practitioners get together and do an introduction, and they each give something away. Some give free readings, free service, half off, some kind of special for the fair. So it's a must to get there early on Saturday, tomorrow morning, for that, because you might win something. And also the first 20 people get a goodie bag filled with a bunch of stuff. So lots of really cool stuff right away first thing in the morning. And then at noon, Maria does her 2025 predictions. And her year ahead predictions are really one of the most popular things that she does. She'll have a whole bunch of stuff, information to give everybody. She'll break it down by zodiac signs and everything else. So come prepared to take notes. That'll be amazing. Then at 3 o'clock, we have a very, very special guest. I'm super excited. Greg will be there. And he'll be talking about setting your intentions and being careful with that. So no matter what you're doing, but also especially when you're going out looking for spirits and Bigfoot and aliens, because you got to be careful what you ask for, right?
It's so true.
Yeah. So, and then on Sunday, second day, same thing, the very first thing right away in the morning. Again, the first 20 people will get a goodie bag. And then at 10:30 is Maria's Crossing Over Gallery, where she channels messages from past loved ones that are on the other side and just psychic messages. And she's just a phenomenal psychic reader. And a lot of the other readers that are psychic mediums and stuff will join her and do that. And then at 2 o'clock, Terry Longton is going to talk about human design and how we digest things. You can figure out almost anything you want to know about yourself through human design. It's really fascinating and cool. And then at 3:30, Casey Constant, who is one of our fair favorites, is going to talk about quantum healing hypnosis technique and how it can help you. So lots of really great information, lots of things going on. Maria, if you want to get a pass for her classes, it's mariashaw.com. Also, if you pre-book with somebody at one of our practitioners, you can get that pass for free if you pre-book a 30-minute session. You can go to www.charvinityfairs.com and get all the information there, see everybody that's going to be there. It's $5 to get in. That's it. So it's going to be amazing. I'm super excited.
It is exciting. And, I cannot stress the amount of insane talent that these people have at these Charvinity fairs and Maria Shaw events. Maria herself, Char, the practitioners, it's really something. And I just feel like that folks need to understand that, because I've had a couple people this week actually at the station ask about, we want to get different readings, want to do different things. And I keep pushing them towards come on out to the fair this weekend, because there are so many different directions you can go, and I, like you said, they're all very good, but if I may say, Casey, that's just a completely different sort of experience with what she offers, and it's worth going over to charvinityfairs.com and take a closer look at all the practitioners that are going to be there, because you're going to take a look at this and you might be like, you know what, this is what I need, and this is what I need to come out to the fair for, and that's super important.
Yeah, I mean, just some of the people that we have healing, like energy healing. We have reflexology. We have somebody that's working with your vagus nerve, which is really quite fascinating. It relieves your parasympathetic. Oh, I can't talk. So it's really good for resetting things. We have cranial psychotherapy, emotion code, past life regression, aura imaging, palmistry, tarot, oracle cards, psychics, mediums, human design, past life regression. I think I already said that, but just so many different things. It's amazing. And I'll be offering my oracle card readings where you can connect to your guides to get messages, and then also the ionic foot bath, so you can get a good detox going on too. So all kinds of stuff.
And am I on the right track of thinking that a lot of these practitioners they're charging less than they normally would to get different readings and stuff, right?
Yep, all of the readers are offering some type of reading for $20. So, like, for instance, for me, you can get a 15-minute oracle card reading for $20, but all of them will have a $20 option. So it's very reasonable for everybody. We know that, money's a little tight for everybody right now, especially with Christmas coming, but, there's something for everybody, and you can get a reading pretty much, or you can get a couple readings. And we also have a punch card where if you get 5 practitioners to sign off of it from doing services, you get entered into a drawing for a big gift basket at the end of the weekend, which I think is valued almost at like $275.
Those are always pretty incredible, because you've been doing stuff like that now all year, and it's always been this incredibly just this very big, wonderful gift, a generous gift basket. So it's been cool to see, and I'm glad that is still that's popular enough that you're keep doing that, because it's really excellent value for everybody. Nicole says she's very excited for this weekend, and she says it's worth driving 2 hours for. So folks, if we have someone like Nicole who loves this stuff, and I know that she's going to be meeting up with a lot of practitioners, if you're in the area, it's worth just taking the drive over to the hotel, checking it out, because it really is something. There's such a great vibe to it. Once again, this is over at the Doubletree by Hilton Minneapolis Airport, which is 2020 American Boulevard in Bloomington, and there is such a vibe to this every weekend. Every time we do these, there's such a positive vibe at the event that
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. I really do like it quite a bit.
I do too, and I think that's what sets us apart a little bit because some of these people have been with Maria for like 30 years, and so it's a connection. Like all the practitioners come every single time, so it's kind of like a reunion for us. So we kind of really, it doesn't feel like a bunch of strangers in the room. It's like walking in with friends. I mean, we all are friends. We all get along, and I think that just changes the whole energy of the fair that you don't get anywhere else. Where we all know each other. We're all so excited to see each other and to be with each other, and in between people, everybody's talking to each other and referring to somebody. And I mean, it's just a big family. And I think that just really changes the whole energy of it.
It does. And, I was thinking too, because I mean, you have someone like Reverend Cindy who's going to be out there, and
Yeah.
she's not in Minnesota. She's up in Michigan. And
She's
she,
coming all the way from Michigan to do this.
absolutely. And that's the thing. It's like you just said, you get all of these, you get people who've been with Maria for a long time, and that that they'll go to different states to do these fairs because they just enjoy them so much, and that there is something different about these. And I really hope that some folks listening tonight consider taking some time Saturday or Sunday, or preferably both days if you like it, and check out what's going on for the Charvinity fairs. This is, it's very exciting, and I know that next year is even going to be more exciting. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of good things going on. I'm very proud of all of you who work on it, because it's really quite a community event. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and it's a really great place to come shopping too. Maria's got some beautiful crystals and jewelry and other things.
Yeah.
She also has some amazing bundles that you can buy for just a phenomenal price. And you get like some of them, you get her premier pass, which you get free admission to all of her fairs next year and her webinars, which is a phenomenal thing to have. I had it this year and I was able to join so many things, and it's the value is unparalleled. It's amazing. So she's got some wonderful things for sale, some great Christmas bundles, all kinds of great stuff. I was in there today setting up, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to stop shopping. So
I bet.
coming for the good stuff too.
Well, and I mean, that's just it. I mean, there's so much there. And I haven't had Maria on for probably about 6 months.
Yeah.
But I mean, when we have her on, and it's nice to get her on to talk about like astrology and stuff as well, because there is that real wealth of knowledge that she brings to it. And why I say that is, as you mentioned, Shar, that she is doing those predictions for 2025, just as she did in August for like setting like it was like and I don't know if it was this last year, I think it might have been sometime before, where it was the setting the financial year, and there was a certain time.
Mhm.
And she had everything about she did a course on that, and all that stuff. How do we know it works? Because it works on her. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just it. She does the stuff, and that's why she is as successful as she is, because she knows that she applies it to herself. She doesn't just tell people about it. She applies it to herself, and she reaps the benefits of all that, and knows about what works and what doesn't work. And so getting the predictions and getting the crossover gallery, those are incredible. And if you have any interest in any of this stuff, this is stuff you want to be able to experience firsthand.
Yeah, and when her predictions aren't just about like what she thinks is going to happen in the world, she breaks it down by zodiac sign. So she makes it very personal for you too. So you get a lot of information that pertains to you, and you're not just listening to her talk about what the world's going to do. It's about you as well. And you know me, I've been following Maria for so long, and I will tell you stuff that she says, and sure enough, it's right there. It happens. And so I'll always be like, hey, Greg, guess what the energy is? And you're like, okay. So me, I listen really well, and it does play out.
Well, and I think, if you look, I know people who have listened to her, like her talking about that person's year, and sure enough, you know, the ebbs and flows are they're falling exactly where she says they are, and that's just not coincidence. You know, that's
Right,
that's
exactly.
really something. And yeah, sometimes you hear stuff you may not want to hear, but from what I've heard from her, she tends to be able to try to explain when that sort of that period breaks, you know, when it gets better. And same with, like, once again, Reverend Cindy, who I've had readings from. You'll sit down with her and she'll just be like, you may not like what everything I'm going to say. I tell it as it is. And I much rather have that than anyone. And I don't really know of anyone, especially in the group that's going to be out there this weekend, who are going to sugarcoat anything. But for someone to just to be like, this is what's happening, and you just let you know. I like that. I really like that, because isn't that why we want to have these readings? Because we want to know.
Exactly, and that's what I love about it. Is it's just, again, it's just such a great group of people that are just, they're so passionate about what they do. They're so good at what they do, and they're just kind-hearted people, and they come at it with such compassion and information, and they make it so worthwhile. It's not just telling you what's happening with cards or whatever, but they really dig in deep with you, and they really make it personal, and it's good readings. It's really good readings and healings. The healings are phenomenal.
Absolutely there. Now, once again, the event is Charvinity Fairs and a Maria Shaw psychic event. And of course, when I'm trying to put this up there, the whole page disappears on me. It's over at the Doubletree by Hilton, Minneapolis Airport Hotel, right? Did I get that right? Since I'm now having to go up from memory. Okay, good. You can go to charvinityfairs.com to get more information, but the event is tomorrow and Sunday. And if you go and you pay and you mention GhostBox Radio, you will receive the knowledge that you heard about it on GhostBox Radio. There's no deals, but would love you to be able to say that you've heard about it on our show. Come on out, check us out, come see us. I'm going to be speaking at 3 p.m. tomorrow, but there's a whole wonderful lineup. It's on the Facebook page, it's on the web page. And what is the Facebook page again? Is that just Charvinity, facebook.com/Charvinity Fairs?
You can find a lot of the information on the Charvinity Facebook page. Otherwise, there is a Charvinity Psychic and Healing Fair page too, but I'm better at the Charvinity page than anything.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds good. Char, that starts tomorrow. Please, everyone, consider coming out there. It supports, even though like Maria is out in Michigan and stuff, Char is local. We always ask people, please support the local events. Really, it needs to happen. So please consider doing so. Char, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night, you guys.
Thank you. You too. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, take our break. When we come back, let's get to question of the week and go from there. If you have anything you want to put into the comments and anything you want to talk about, please do so. Otherwise, question of the week's up next. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950.
If you own a holistic or metaphysical business and are looking to expand, then you need to be listed on metamorphosisconnections.com. It's a network where you can grow with like-minded practitioners and reach new clients. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory you need to list yourself and your business. Our platform makes it easy for you to create listings of your products and services, and you can also choose to list your classes, events, and so much more. Metamorphosisconnections.com helps you create weekly and monthly promotional ads targeted towards your potential clients and promotes them for you via social media and newsletter. There are clients searching for your specialty right now. Let us help them find you. Start your listing today so you can share your own unique gifts and talents by finding the level of membership that best fits your needs. Let us help you reach your clients that are searching for what you do. Visit metamorphosisconnections.com and sign up today.
Greg Bakun here. Like you, I love good, fresh, delicious food. So I want to tell you about this treasure in Roseville called Maverick's Real Roast Beef. Maverick's has the best roast beef sandwiches I've ever had. Made fresh every order. Add fries or onion rings dropped in the fryer when ordered, and you have a winning combination. Maverick's Real Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef, so check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, or check out their restaurant on Lexington in Roseville. Have you ever met someone who not only can help you on a deep spiritual level, but also potentially change your life? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who travels the nation and lives right here in the Midwest. And she offers mediumship, mentorship, house and business parties, energy healing, palm readings, and so much more. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
Hi, this is Psychic Medium Deb. I cannot wait to hear from you. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
If you're someone that counts on AM 950 to bring you the latest in progressive politics, news, and talk, remember, we can't do it alone. Support our many great advertisers and let them know you heard about their business on AM 950. If you don't know who to talk to, simply write AM 950 on your receipt. AM 950 is supported by small local businesses, so you're not only helping us and those businesses, but our local economy as well. For a complete list of our sponsors, log on to am950radio.com.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And it is Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio. Thank you very much for joining us as we head into the last segment before you can completely ease into the weekend. And once again, folks, I do ask, please go to the Charvinity Psychic and Healing Fair, Maria Shaw, Minneapolis Holiday Convention, which is December 7th and 8th over at the Doubletree by Hilton, Minneapolis Airport. If we get more information, go to charvinityfairs.com, or on Facebook, you can just go to Charvinity, get all the details. Once again, and by no means is mine the most important, because there's a lot of much more intelligent people speaking tomorrow, but I will be speaking at 3 p.m. and I am really excited about that. So please come on out and say hi. So we got that going for us. I think it's time for question of the week. Everything okay over there, Adam? You looked a little perplexed there for a second. I'm concerned for you. Nope, you're good.
No, everything's good over here.
All right.
As far as I know.
All right.
The building hasn't fallen apart yet.
You gave a look at something. I just assumed that meant that's no longer working at the station. So I wasn't sure.
Well, you never know around this place.
Well, no more microphones. So, okay, that's good. All right, here's the question of the week. Is there one question in the universe about anything you've always wanted answered? Now, keep in mind, folks, I feel like I need to start putting disclaimers to some of this stuff. I'd love to know your answers. Don't take it so seriously, though. Just, have fun with it a little bit. When I asked that question, it's like, how is a Spider-Man action figure made? Something like that. And some people had some really good answers. Some took it a little bit too serious, and that's their prerogative. But I just like, come on, just have some fun with it. Adam, so once again, the question is there one question in the universe about anything you've always wanted answered? Adam, what would you say?
To me, it's like, is there more of us out there, or more like us, but not like other humans, more along the lines of, so like take the DC universe. So there's like 52 different Earths. Are there numerous Earths where Adam is, 6'10" and a power forward for the Knicks instead of 5'6" running a board? You know what I mean? Are there different versions of ourselves?
My guess is no with that, by the way. But
probably not. I wouldn't play for the Knicks, but it was the first team that popped in my mind.
Well, I mean, and that's just it. I mean, are there alternate universe, alternate timelines? And it's a great question. And is it all based off of like decisions that we made differently in another timeline, or are they completely opposite? Or not opposite, but separate from each other, have nothing to do with each other? It's very interesting.
Is it like the TV show Fringe, where there was Earth A and Earth B, where there's one scene I particularly remember from season 4. You've got two of the observers standing outside the movie theater, and the movie theater says Back to the Future starring Eric Stoltz.
Look at that.
So in that universe, he didn't get fired from the movie.
No, very much so. But we don't want it to be like the at least the early episodes of Sliders, where it was literally the ultimate universes where, oh, look, stop this
I like
dream.
that show. Stop it.
Yeah.
I like
So-
that show.
So once again, folks, the question of the week is there one question in the universe about anything you've always wanted answered? Bruce has said, what's beyond the boundaries of the universe?
That's a good question.
As I'm coughing. I'm not coughing at you, Bruce. It's a very good question. And those are things like, are we ever going to be privy to that? Sherilyn Carter, who's been on the show before, says, are spirits in a parallel dimension and we look like spirits to them? So
Wow, that's cool too.
it's deep, and it's like, are we seeing, like, is that veil different than what we think it is, and it's very thin, so. And then, you also have Jim Seuss, and this is kind of the questions that I think are good. Like, why do hamsters run in wheels? It's a legit question. Why do they?
Yeah.
It's like, why not? And Michelle answers and says, and now they make giant ones for cats to run on. Yeah. Why not?
I haven't seen that, but I have seen the hamster wheels. The one hamster died, but I still have one going, and you can hear it squeaky, squeaky, squeaky from time to time.
Why were they always so squeaky? And because you had the metal ones then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up in the 80s, so yeah, the metal ones were all over around.
We would take out the wheel like from like 10 p.m. to like 8 a.m. It's just because it's like, no, because of the hamsters, of course, mine was, very creatively named Fluffy. And one of 10 billion fluffies in the universe of hamsters. And I had to take out the wheel because it was like,
all night
long.
Then when you take out that wheel and you still hear that sound, that's when you bust out the spirit box.
Right, exactly. And you get the little squeak through the spirit box. Shar, who is just on here, asked the question, how do we shift timelines to a parallel universe? There is a theme here, isn't there? And can the extraterrestrial beings help? If they can, which ones do we ask? And that's a very interesting question too. It's like, aliens, are they able to manipulate timelines and universe timelines? I mean, where does that power end or begin? So that's cool. Now, Chris, and I like Chris quite a bit, Chris McKinnell, part of the Warren Legacy Foundation, he said, I stopped asking questions and learned to have faith. I'm too small to understand the big picture. I figure most of this will be revealed to me in the not too distant future. Where I'm just like, maybe the question you ask is, how are vinyl records made? I mean, you're not too small to want to know that, right? I mean, it's meant to be a little bit more fun than that, Chris. Just FYI.
But Chris is always serious. The couple of times we've had him on the show, he's probably the most serious guest we've ever had.
Yeah. Well, Josh says in the comments, going back to the hamster situation, used to get hamster and wheels at Woolworth, showing my age. Well, let me show you my age. I used to work at Woolworth.
Where the customer is always right.
Yeah. No, and they had a process for everything. Just absolutely. I mean, a big multiple three-ring binders, but there's something about it I really enjoyed. I really liked working at Woolworth. And I remember in Apache Plaza, Woolworth was closing. I mean, everything was closing over there. And I also worked at the hardware store within the mall as well. And Woolworth is closing. They asked, can you, after the store is closed, can you help us dismantle the store? Myself and my friend who worked over at the hardware store, Kevin, we both were helping. And I remember Kevin trying to pull out part of the display, like one of the racks that have like the metal tubing where you put the clothes on, and it's stuck, and he pulls it out and it just hits him right in the face. And he's just like, goes to the floor, comes back up, and you can imagine that wasn't pretty. And we were just like, you need to go to the doctor now. And so he ended up with stitches, poor guy. But
he didn't have any teeth knocked out or anything, right?
Wouldn't that be horrible, right? Yeah,
that would have been horrible. Getting some stitches, you can laugh at your friend. But getting teeth knocked out or like a broken nose or jaw or something like that, that's not funny.
Yeah, and I learned a lesson that day because I had to dismantle some of those too. And it's like, don't put your face right over it. Honestly, you're like, you're 18 years old or something, and you're like, yeah, I had it. That's what it was. So Linda has left a message of why she stepped away. Linda, just so you know, we don't know when you step away, so you don't need to explain why you're gone because we didn't know you're gone. I appreciate that level of intimacy in our relationship, but
I wish I would have saw that message. We'd have paused the show and waited.
yeah, I mean, now, yeah, you got to tell us when you're going so we know when to stop. Or we'll just let you know when the commercials are, so you could do it during commercial break too. Stacy got bit by a hamster at Woolworth.
Was it Fluffy?
It was actually my hamster. I don't think we got my hamster at Fluffy. We went to an actual pet store. We don't get our hamsters at Woolworth.
Oh, you're high class, highfalutin.
we got a Woolworth brand hamster. We don't want any of those around the house. Let's see here. Josh says love their lunch counter specials. Now, by the time I went to work for Woolworth, the lunch counter was long gone. I was working there during the declining years of Woolworth. And not because of me, it was already declining. Let's see here. Linda's like, I used to love going into Woolworth. So much stuff, a real variety store. It truly was. It really was. There was something very special about it. And Linda agrees that you should pause the show in the future so she can get some of her other stuff done.
We can just pull the Zach from Saved by the Bell and be like, time out, and everybody stops but us, and then time in.
Now, once again, the question of the week is there one question in the universe about anything you've always wanted answered? Chuck says that there's only one real question the universe needs to answer. Why is 42 the answer to everything? That's funny. That's funny. I like that.
When I was 42, I said I was the answer to everything, but that didn't fly.
No, well, you lost that ability when you turned 43, right?
Now I don't know anything.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, at 50, I feel like I know zero, so I'm right there with you, and I actually really kind of show people I know zero every night at 10:05. Julie says, when do I get to see extraterrestrials? How do you know you haven't seen them already? Yeah. Michelle says, how does time travel work? Good question.
Well, you need a phone booth.
Yeah, you need
hang out in front of a Circle K. It's wait for George Carlin to pop out.
No, it's a police box. You got to do the Doctor Who route.
Well, I'm from the U.S.
Man, I had a friend who once he saw Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, everything he would actually like end conversations with what was it that they said always? I don't remember.
It's been so long since I've actually seen it. Wild Stallions.
Yeah, well, it's lucky he didn't do that because that's just weird. I mean, but it's already weird, like party on dudes or some whatever he would say, and it's just like, okay, you're 60, knock it off. As you can see, folks, I'm a lot of fun to be around. So Michelle said, how does time travel work? James says, what happens to information once it reaches the singularity of a black hole? Yeah, sure. Hopefully you find that someday. I really hope, Adam, that when we pass, that we in whatever form we take, that we're able to time travel.
When I was in elementary school, me and this kid named Seth Mernan, we both had the idea that we were going to become astronauts so we can go into a black hole because we believed a black hole would shoot us over to the other side of the universe, kind of like one of those tunnels from the Mario Brother games.
Sure.
And we wanted to be the first ones to experience that.
Here's the thing about that. Your guess is as good as anybody's.
Yeah, and we were like 7, and it's like, that legitimately could still be the case.
Yeah, no one knows. There's a lot of validity to that. So, yeah.
Maybe that's what the aliens or those drones are using to, pop over to us real quick.
You're only in your 40s. Plenty of time to do it. Just
plenty of time.
All you need to do is become an astronaut and try to. I mean, I'm not going to even go. I'm not even.
No, first I got to get into shape, and that's never going to happen. So.
Yeah, and all the TV shows knowing. I mean, if Homer Simpson can go into space, any of us can, right?
Bruce Willis can save the world from an asteroid. Anybody can go into space.
Right, exactly. So yeah, no, there's plenty there to do. I kind of wonder if I mean, I think my question would be time travel as well, or at least time travel related. Like I just said, like I hope that once we pass, that we can go and do time travel. A couple things here that just came in. Breaking news in the comments section. Linda says astral projection is time travel. Just ask Deb, Refined Divine. Well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. And don't tell me what to do. And then Josh says, did you hear about the New Jersey sightings of UFOs? Are these recent? Because there's a whole Hudson Triangle thing that's out there.
Yeah, New Jersey News actually been covering it like 3 nights in a row. They were these car-sized drones and lights that they were seeing over different parts of New Jersey. It's actually quite interesting.
I'll have to look that up, and maybe we'll talk about it, because I didn't look up any articles this week because I didn't have time. But yeah, that's really cool. Also, not next week, but the week after, we're going to touch on the congressional hearings. We're going to have Tom Conwell on.
Ooh.
So that's going to be good. And then I also should say, as we're heading out here Monday, we're going to have Rick McCallum on. He is a Hollywood stunt person. Been in a lot of movies, but he also turned paranormal investigator. He actually investigates with folks like Kane Hodder. And so it's going to be a fantastic conversation. So there is a lot going on here. And once again, folks, please go out to the Charvinity event tomorrow over at the Doubletree by Hilton, Minneapolis Airport. Charvinity Psychic and Healing Fair, Maria Shaw, Minneapolis Holiday Convention. More information over at charvinityfairs.com. That's Saturday and Sunday. I'll be speaking at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Adam, as always, thank you so very much for everything. And folks, we'll see you Monday. Everyone have a great weekend.
It's Brad Friedman, your friend.